Good day, good day. Welcome to the Daily Money Markets, the platform that you can actually find the free financial literacy as well as free forex education. You are actually with me, the host Yusuf. I just want to go through some of the things that are actually moving the market at particular time at this week up to Friday, and again preparing what's going on, that's coming on following week. So before we jump, further, we are seeing a couple of things in terms of the forex market at the moment. We actually saw in the morning when it comes to the stocks falling. Nasdaq is sitting at 14,868. There's actually a high possibility that it can drop to 14,700 according to the chart, the way I'm looking at it. So quite opportunity there for traders to actually jump in and trade, and make some money. GBP USD sitting at 1.27055. It's been dropping when you're looking at a 30 minutes time frame. There's a high impact possibility that it can do the U-turn, and then start picking up, goes all the way up. And that's another opportunity when you look at GBP USD. You can jump on a GBP USD and check the market on your own. The Eurozone, Euro USD sitting at 1.09517, which is also a little bit high at the moment. We're anticipating to drop a little bit at 1.09207. The reason why, because we are expecting, some of the high impact volatility news that is going to drop today as Wednesday. I think the biggest one in the morning, not in the morning, the biggest one today, it will be the president of European Central Bank, Jesse Lingard, is actually having a speech. And most of the time, when the European Central Bank, president is actually speaking, that's where we see a lot of high impact volatility when it comes to, high instruments like Euro USD or Eurozone instrument. Not only that, in terms of the ECB president, for the fact that the ECB, as a head of the ECB, which controls the short-term interest rate, she has more influence over the European value than any other person. So the traders scrutinize and have public engagement, as they are often used to drop subtle clues regarding the future monetary policies. So definitely there's a monetary policy that is coming next week, and this week from today, Wednesday, it's a high volatile day when it comes to the central bank, the Federal Reserve having a speech, preparing for the increase or decrease of interest rate that is going to happening next week. So not only that, I'm actually seeing as well on Australian dollar. There's actually consumer price index year to year, the CPI, that are dropping today from Australian dollar. High instrument opportunity that you can look at, like Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar. You can look New Zealand dollar versus CAD, Canadian dollar versus Swiss franc. Those are instruments that they can be able to have a high impact volatility. So definitely, I'm actually anticipating a high volatility when it comes to those type of instruments. So the CPI from Australia, the consumer price index, account for majority of overall inflation. The inflation is important to a currency valuation because it raises the prices. Lead the central bank to raise the interest rate out of respect for their inflation containment mandate. So we need to understand how the outcome of the CPI gives us a little bit of an idea of how the interest rate is going to be, increased following the following week. Today as well, we're going to see the high impact news coming from Bank of Japan, BOJ. The Bank of Japan also is speaking. So you can see there's a trend of today where different region in Europe, they're having, the federal heads, they're having the speech about the market or about how the economy is going. So Bank of Japan as well is going to have a speech today around 3:30 p.m. as a head of the central bank, which controls the short-term interest rate. He has important influence over the national currency value, and traders scrutinize his speech as they are often used to drop a clue regarding the future monetary policies. So again, 3:30 p.m. we can look at instrument like USD JPY, Nikkei, JP225, and Euro JPY. All right. So uh, the other report that is coming today, it's on around 3:30 p.m. as well. It's Fed's Chair Powell speaking. And as we can see, when the Fed's Chair Powell is speaking, there's a lot of movement in terms of NASDAQ, US30, S&P 500, and the dollar index, and which drives the market, whether high or low. And again, because of it's a head of a central bank which controls the short-term interest rate, he has more influence over the national currency value that any other person. Traders can scrutinize his public engagement because there will be, again, the crew to say that how the interest rate is going to go. So this is what is going on Wednesday, which is today. Jumping on Thursday, there's a high impact volatility in the Eurozone, which is German primarily CPI. It's actually being released. So we're looking into German 30 on that on tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, it will be all day movement, all day, announcement in terms of the German, how the economic does. So we're looking at German 30, Euro GBP, Eurozone as well. But again, it will be driven by the central bank today, how exactly they're going to say regarding, the interest rate. Again, there will be a US final GDP, unemployment claims as well. They're coming tomorrow, 2:30. So you look at NASDAQ, S&P 500, US30, and the dollar index as well. Friday, the Tokyo Core CPI. So Japanese yen is going to have high impact because the Tokyo Core CPI is being released on Friday, which is a high impact volatility news on the end of the week, if I may say. So we're looking at Euro JPI, Nikkei, JP225, and all instruments that are actually correlated to Japanese yen. What else are we looking at Friday? 2:30 p.m. There will be a core PCE price index from US. It is the Federal Reserve primarily inflation measures. Inflation is important to currency valuation, as we've been saying. So it is also one of the high impact volatility news that we need to look up to. So these are high impact volatility news that are actually happening in the market from today all the way goes to Friday, all the way goes to Friday. So we can see different news are happening regarding the inflation. Italy inflation's at a 14-month lower, offers a limited or comfort to ECB. So Italy has been actually performing well in terms of the interest rate, in terms of the inflation. That's what actually hold the central bank so that they shouldn't raise the interest rate more higher. So that's what is cooking in the market at the time. And definitely, again, I think the other thing that we need to look into is how the market is actually performing in locally. We seen yesterday Johannesburg Stock Exchange shares all dropping. Not having a high impact of volatility. Again, it's because of maybe the low shedding, and again the release of unemployment rate yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Monday. So there's actually high employment again when we say it, and that's what actually drive our market in Johannesburg Stock Exchange to actually drop. So yeah, guys, subscribe at the Daily Money Market. This is your platform that you can hear all high impact news, and take this and use it, for your trading, for your forex trading. Yeah, subscribe and like the video.